What is a tenon, and what was it used for? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Exodus on walking through the Bible.
Of his word, the glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, turn to Exodus 36. We're going to be reading from verses 20 to 30. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Exodus 36, beginning at verse 20. For the tabernacle he made boards of acacia wood standing upright. The length of each board was 10 cubits, and the width of each board a cubit and a half. Each board had 2 tenons for building one to another. Thus he made for all the boards of the tabernacle. And he made boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side. 40 sockets of silver he made to go under the boards, 2 sockets under each of the boards for its 2 tenons. And for the other side of the tabernacle, the north side, he made 20 boards and their 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. For the west side of the tabernacle, he made 6 boards. He also made 2 boards for the 2 back corners of the tabernacle. And they were coupled at the bottom and coupled together at the top by 1 ring. Thus he made both of them for the 2 corners. So there were 8 boards and their sockets, 16 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under each of the boards. In this section of Exodus, we have the children of Israel actually making the tabernacle, following the instructions that we read of earlier in the book. As we said in previous episodes, we're going to review what we learned in chapters 25 through 31 following the readings of each section. In our last episode, we had the gifted artisans making the 4 coverings for the tabernacle, while in today's reading, we have them beginning to make the structure of the tabernacle itself. The instructions we read of today were found in chapter 26, lesson 100 in this series. By giving us the dimensions of some of the coverings for the tabernacle meant that the size of the tabernacle had to be specific or the covering simply wouldn't work. The wood that was used for the tabernacle was acacia wood. Each board was 10 cubits long and a cubit and a half wide. A cubit is 45.72 centimeters or 1.5 feet, so each board measured 457.2 centimeters by 68.6 centimeters or 15 feet by 2.25 feet. For ease of numbers, we're going to be referring to the tabernacle's dimensions in feet from now on. Since each board's length was 15 feet, we know that when the boards stood up, the tabernacle stood 15 feet tall, or about 75% of the height of a typical 2-story house with a flat roof. It is said that 2 tenons were on the end of each board in order to bind the tabernacle together. A tenon is a projecting piece of wood meant to act as a joint and be inserted into a hollowed-out hole known as a mortise. Each board of the tabernacle was made like this. By making the tabernacle this way, it meant that the building could be set up and taken down as Israel traveled from place to place. The tabernacle is going to have 4 sides, which are denoted by compass points. The south and the north sides would be the long sides, while the east and the west sides would be the short sides. On the south side, they set up 20 boards, meaning that in total, the tabernacle would be 45 feet long. In order to make the structure with its boards, 40 sockets made of silver were made for the 20 boards. We don't know the shape of each socket, but they would most certainly have been massive, for Exodus 38:27 says that each socket contained a talent of silver, meaning that each socket weighed about 34 kilograms or 75 pounds. In each socket of silver was a mortise that would take one of the 2 tenons that were placed on each board. Now there is some disagreement with how these sockets were situated, but a likely scenario would be that it would resemble the bottom of a gate, with the sockets of silver being placed in a hole in the ground and the wooded boards being joined on the top of the sockets using the tenons and mortises. The north side of the tabernacle was made the same way. On the far side of the tabernacle, the west side, there were 6 boards. Now if you do the math, that would make the tabernacle 13.5 feet wide. However, anyone building a structure like this knows that at the corners, you need a corner piece of wood to attach both sides. These boards were coupled together at the top and bottom by 1 ring, which has left people confused as to what is meant here. Since this is the case, we will not speculate except to say that Israel would have known what this meant. All of these boards of wood would have tenons and be placed into the silver sockets as discussed before. Now these corner posts likely added about 0.75 feet to both sides of the west side of the tabernacle, making it in total 15 feet wide. So in all, the tabernacle measured 45 feet long by 15 feet wide by 15 feet tall. In the next episode, we will finish describing the structure. With that, our time is up for today. Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Exodus chapter 36, verses 31 through 38, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time.
I'm not a
Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.
of his cross.